Welcome to the Seahawks podcast as we sit here and celebrate being the champions of the NFC and another trip to the Super Bowl. I am Adam Emmert. I'm joined by my good buddy Clinton Bonner, and at some point, our good buddy Brandon Schultz may chime in from the stadium as we celebrate this monumental victory over the motherfucking Rams. Eat it all day, Sean McVay. We're going to the bowl, baby. How you feeling, Clinton?
Oh my gosh, dude, Adam, that was one of the best games I've ever seen executed. I've got so much to say. I don't think I could start anywhere else besides like Kubiak and Sam and the rest of the offense. They were fucking geniuses tonight, dude. Geniuses. Kubiak was in his bag. He stuck it to McVay over and over again. Every single time the Rams punched back, it didn't matter, dude. They got back up and punched him twice as hard. Dude, we are going to the effing Super Bowl. Let's go.
We're going, and we get to take on the Patriots and try to round out this just journey of revenge. I can't wait for it, my man. You talk about having 1,000 notes. I'm sure this show is going to be a mess, so I apologize to all you guys in advance here. Also, too, we'll try to get to your chats, but this is going to be a huge show, so bear with us here. But I love where you started out here with Kubiak, Sam, and I think you forgot to add K9 in is the only other thing that I want to add in there. But let's start with Sam Darnold, though, because it's time. It's time. The entire narrative about him not being able to win a big game, it's done. It's over. It's dead. It's done. 100% there with Sam. I've been on this slow journey, as many people have, in the trust factor with Sam. But the long and short of it, Clinton, when it comes to the offensive players today, in the entire team, Sam fucking Darnold won this game. He was lights out, huge throw after huge throw, and never even came close to making some crazy dumb mistake. He was smart, he was judicious, and he was on fire. And then you go to Kubiak, man, and as you said, in his bag all day. I think my favorite play from Kubiak all day was the touchdown pass to Bobo after the pump fumble. It was outrageous. What a brilliant call. We'll talk more about that. And Kenneth Walker set the tone early, and he was the man, and then closed it out down the stretch as well with his running. Just amazing. I'm over the moon, man.
Dude, and we didn't yet mention JSN, who was good from the word jump, and he's been good since he's been at Ohio State in high school. But dude, every single clutch play. So I got to take a breath because let's just focus for a second. We got plenty. Thank you. We got tons of super chats coming in. We promise you we will get to every single one of them. We will get to the comments we can get to. Absolutely, dudes. Ladies, gentlemen, hit the likes. If this is not the time that you subscribe to this podcast, I don't know what to tell you. Subscribe, like. That's enough of that. Dude, starting with Sam, right? 25 of 36, 346, 3 touchdowns. Yes, he takes 3 sacks, good sacks, actually. The QB rating, whatever. But like, it was moment after moment of clutch throw after clutch effing throw. And a lot of them, I don't have the third downs in front of me, but I know a lot of them were on third and long, Adam. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. And he's not only making a play, but he's on time. And he's giving his dudes a little time to like make their own juke, whether that's JSN or whether it's Cup or whether it's Bonner or whether it's K9 or whether it's George freaking Halani, who came through with a couple of huge things. So parking on Sam for a second, man, what else you got on this dude having the game of his effing life?
Well, it's all been building to this. And look, if you want the opportunity to have that Steve Young moment of take this monkey off my back and get over the top, then this is the type of game you have to have. I can't believe that we scored 31 points and this game was close because of what the defense wasn't able to do today. And we will get to the defense later.
Sure.
But when you put it, the run game kind of shriveled up after the first quarter. And we ended up having to throw the ball a bit more and put it more on Sam. And in the second half, he came up with some huge completions on third down. A 3rd and 9 to Cup that was monumental. A 3rd and 10 to Cup that was monumental. And hitting JSN on a couple big throws in there as well to keep the clock rolling at the end of the game. It was a masterclass from Sam Darnold. And for him to be able to contain his emotions and take all of the demons and put them back in his mind and put them at the deepest, darkest recesses and bury him back there and play this kind of game. Nobody ever, not this dumbass, not any other dumbass in the media, can say jack about Sam Darnold and what he can and can't do.
Oh my gosh. Right. I mean, 100% right, 0% wrong. Sam played as good of a game as you're going to effing play in the NFL, man. And there was a bit of duress and he would escape. And then he uses his legs. There was that one scramble to the left-hand side later in the game where he picks up a huge third down conversion and he's pointing at Walker like, go get that guy. It was sensational quarterbacking, throughout the entire game. Let's to peel it back a little bit. And again, we promise we'll get to all the super chats. We'll get to as many comments as we can. We got new members pouring in. Thank you. We'll get to all of it. The first big play of the game, 51 yards to Shaheed down the right-hand side on Adam. Do you remember what down that was when we hit that 51-yarder?
I actually don't, dude. I'm so euphoric. What down
was 3rd and 5, the first third down of the game.
There you go.
Dude, and it was Kubiak being like, I am going to, hey, Shula, I hear you're about to get a job. Dude, he outclassed them at every effing turn. And again, we let them back in some ways. We'll talk about Woolen later, maybe like next week. But we were up 11 a couple of times. But from the word jump, it's a 3rd and 5 deep shot down the right-hand side, enough protection. Sam lets it fly. And dude, I don't know about you, but when you got Sam throwing the ball that way, and the ball just kind of like landing in like a baby's cradle. And you got Tom effing Brady in the booth telling you why, like the touch on that ball is perfect. What else could you want from our quarterback right now, Adam?
Not a damn thing. The only thing I want from Sam Darnold right now is I want him to celebrate his ass off. I want him to enjoy this in every way possible, and then take about another day to celebrate, and then flush it all and go out and beat the shit out of the Patriots. That's all I want out of Sam. But with that said, the first shot to Shaheed early in the game, it really did set the tone. It just started to make you think, hey, okay, the offense has come to play today. And hats off again to John Schneider for the Shaheed trade and using his speed early. And then Tom Brady talks about that throw and the pace that it took and all of that. And the second it landed in Shaheed's hands in the air for me. And I said, that's an A throw. A couple minutes later, Brady says that's an A throw.
Yes, he did.
And it was a thing of beauty. Sets you up early to get the K9 touchdown. In the first quarter, you dominate. The Seahawks absolutely dominated the first quarter. The defense got a couple 3-and-outs. And you end up being up, 10-3? At the end of one.
Yep.
And it was really that fast start that kind of propelled them throughout this game.
It was 10-3, then 10-6. And it was this back and forth where early for the Rams, it was like, okay, look, if we're holding them to 3, that might matter later. And oh, by the way, we have a head coach who understands that when you have 7, and then, hey, Adam, when you have 7 and then you kick a field goal, how many then do you then have after kicking a field goal and not kicking a field goal?
I think you have 3 when you kick a field goal, and then you have 0 if you don't kick a field goal.
Right. So the 7 plus 3 is 10, right?
Yeah.
Versus the Sean Paytons of the world, the Ben Johnson of the world, who just don't like points. They don't.
And the Sean McVays of the world.
Yeah, who just don't like points, right?
Yeah.
So that also attributed to that to us getting the W is just smart coaching. We could talk about defense there. There was some really timely defense, and we'll have to turn it over to that, that leaf later. But dude, give me somebody else on offense that you were just enamored with / surprised with. They were like, oh my gosh, dude, you stood out. Who do you got?
Man, we've kind of hit the hits, and I think Kupp's 3rd down catches, that really stood out to me. Those were, again, monumental as you're trying to hang on, as the defense doesn't seem to be able to get a stop late in the game. But I think maybe it has to go to JSN, because think about the big difference in this game was the sequence at the end of the first half, then the sequence at the beginning of the third quarter.
Great call. Let's talk about that.
That's when this entire game was shifted in our favor, and it was going to become more difficult to lose than it was to win. And JSN smokes the defender in the end zone, gets wide open on a beautiful play design from Kubiak as well. I'm pretty sure that's the one who was back in the backfield and then came out for. I want
to pause you for a second there too, because that whole sequence, because like the time has condensed in the NFL. And I mean that in a way that there's more opportunity with less time now, because the kickoff rules have changed and all that. And it was this back and forth where it's like, okay, we could double dip going into the half. And it was like, okay, now we got a punt. Then we get, I think, a 3-and-out. It must have been a huge stop at that point. And we get the ball back and we do get the chance to double dip. And that was tremendous. But again, back to Kubiak, these bunch formations where Brady's sitting there going like, how do you not cover JSN? And he's wide effing open. And by the way, did you happen to see the video that Brandon posted from the seats of that touchdown? Dude, I mean, please take it from there.
It was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty. And you basically have two receivers occupy the guys underneath. I think Cup was the underneath receiver that had an outbreaker and just made the DB hesitate long enough in zone to where JSN is now wide ass open. And then Sam has to drift in the pocket to his left, and he takes a shot as he gets it out there. It was a perfect throw because it'd be easy to panic and put too much pace on the ball with JSN that wide open, but he doesn't. He just lays it out there nice and neat, makes it easy peasy for JSN. You get the score there at half. And that is just, like I said, it was monumental at that point to go up. What were they at that point? They were up 3. I don't know. I don't even remember.
Yeah, either way, it was huge.
Score. But then you get to the...
We went up 4 at halftime, 17-13. And then we got the ball.
There it is. Yep. So up 17-13. You get the ball starting the third, and it looks as if you've gone 3-and-out. And Dixon hits one of his crazy spinny punts that gets that returner Smith all tangled up. He ends up falling on his back as he's trying to get it. And Derek Young pounces on it. And this is after he had one hit him in the chest earlier, and then it bounced right back into his hands. I was like, of course it did. Of course it is. That always happens to the
let's
Rams.
pause there for a second because it's a great point. We're hanging out in our Discord, which anybody listening, by the way, you should be liking and subscribing on YouTube, youtube.com. You're watching it, so Seahawkers podcast. But get in the flock.com so you can join this to hang out in our Discord during the game, because I think it was Garen. It may not have been, but I think it was. And Garen, let us know if you're hanging out live. Somebody was like, oh my gosh, if Derek just hung out in front of him the first time, the punt return the first time.
Yeah.
He's like, if you just hung out in front of him, he could have pounced on that. I'm pretty sure it was Garen. I'm like, dude, that's a good point. And I got what Derek was doing, because if he lets it bounce and you want to try to down at the 1 yard line, because that's your job as a gunner, right? If he's calling a fair catch, he might step back at the 8. But he bobbled it the second time through. Dude, I guarantee you on the sidelines, someone's like, dude, this guy's nervous. Break down, give it 2 yards, break down. Don't worry about it. If it careens into the end zone, who effing cares? But this dude is on eggshells. He's going to make a mistake. Sit in front of him. And the second time through, you watch Derek Young just short, choppy steps. The dude does whatever he does. Looks like, whatever he is. And Derek pounces on top of it. I honestly believe that was 1,000% coaching. Jay Harbaugh gets 2 more weeks.
Jay Harbaugh gets 2 more weeks. And look, it is ironic that probably the biggest sequence of the game ends up being a blunder on special teams for the Rams. It's been their Achilles heel all year. This was a game, we heard all the stats down to a point apart, a yard apart in their previous matchups. And we talked about which is the most complete team. And it was clearly the Seahawks because of their special teams and the lack of talent that the Rams have on theirs. And so once he muffs that punt, then we've got it right down there in the red zone. And Kubiak draws up my favorite play of the night.
And let's talk about it, dude. Just go ahead. Talk about it.
All right. Basically, we're in 12 personnel. He's got JSN split or in a narrow split on the right-hand side. And the Rams play too high and with Bobo out to the left. And when you see Bobo on the field with tendencies, and this is why it's so effing brilliant. Tendency-wise, you never go to Bobo. That was his 4th catch of the year on the team.
4th. Just 4th.
Usually when Bobo's in there, we're blocking, we're running.
Yep.
And then at the snap, the Rams, because they've been coached to do, and it's what Shula was looking at, they see this, they slide coverage over to JSN. They rotate coverage over to there, leaving a one-on-one with Bobo with their terrible ass corner. And he cooks him. He absolutely cooks him. And then Sam puts it just perfectly just out ahead of him. So the DB had no chance, none. to get after that ball. Bobo scores, more Bobo for everyone, more points for us. And you go up 11 at that point. And it felt like it wasn't in the bag, but you felt like you were in control. And then, Rams come back in the third and it gets tied again. And it's just one of these roller coaster games between two really good teams.
Well, Bobo makes that play. And I think most Seahawks fans, besides having a soft spot for a guy, soft spot's one thing. It's like, oh, I like Jake Bobo. Why? Well, he's a try hard, and it's like, oh, he came from nothing. And we like Jake Bobo and he's got great hands. Jake Bobo is a good football player. Jake Bobo, if given way more opportunity, I'm not saying the dude's Joe Jurevicius, but he could play in the NFL and he could catch 40, 50, 60 passes every single year. But this team's super deep. That's what this team is. And in the divisional round, Jake Bobo gets a 3rd and 10 that Kubiak dials up, first down. In the freaking NFC Championship, Kubiak dials up a kill shot to Bobo and it's a touchdown. And that's why I started with Kubiak. I'm like, dude, this guy was unbelievable. And whatever, whether that means he goes to the Bills, he goes to the Raiders, who care? Put all that aside. Who cares about that? We're going to the effing Super Bowl. By the way, I think Kubiak's going to stay soundly put. Just give him a nice little raise and say, hey, keep your family in Seattle for a little longer. You got a good thing going here. But Kubiak, the maturation of him as our offensive coordinator, where you strip away Charbonnet and you got to replace with Halani, who we could talk about too, who had some key plays. And you then take out Utz, who was really having a nice end of the year, and he still comes out at him. And it just looks not, I don't want to say always easy, because Sam had to do his part on third downs to really put some stuff somewhere. But dude, Kubiak continuously scheme dudes, at least to give them an opportunity to make big plays. And then execution, which we talked about the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, execution was absolutely effing brilliant, dude.
It was brilliant. And the rhythm and the pacing and the sequencing of the play calls was amazing. And without Utz, Kubiak said, that's all right. Let's go to my favorite personnel grouping, 12 personnel. Yeah. We ran so much 12 personnel this game. I can't imagine that it wasn't the majority of the formations that we were in. And, Barter has a catch later in the game that ends up being big, and the tight ends blocked their ass off, because when we needed it in the run game, we were able to manufacture it and try to get us ahead of the sticks. And it really did help. And even when we weren't, Sam was able to overcome. And I think that's probably, as I'm sitting here and we're thinking about this real time right after the fact, the emotions flow through. So I know this is a bit of a mess and all over the place, guys.
Who
but
cares?
Stay with us.
Great.
Look, if you would have told me that we were going to be in a shootout, a quarterback shootout, good old fashioned QB shootout between Stafford and Darnold, and if I would feel comfortable winning that football game, oh hell no, no. And
totally
he came through in the biggest way. It's amazing. Let us welcome Brandon Schultz, coming to us live from outside of Lumen Field. My man, way to bring home the victory. How you doing?
Adam, Clinton, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Dude, that is amazing. Brandon, dude, congrats to all of us. I cannot believe, I love the fact that you were there with so many flockers when you posted that JSN touchdown from your perch watching that game. Dude, you saw Sam execute over and over and over again live. How is that QB performance like in the ranks of what you've seen live at Lumen in years past?
This, I've said it multiple times, I feel like, going through the end of this game and coming down the stretch, like, this was a Sam Darnold performance that, like, we needed and we got, because that on that throw to JSN, he had a dude, like, right in his mug, and he hung in there and laid it out to wide open JSN. It was incredible. Just, on a day where K9 didn't run for a whole lot, like, Sam Darnold carried this offense.
Absolutely. And that's been what we kind of started out the show here before you were able to pop in, is this is the moment for Sam. In everything now from this point in his career, you can never take away from him that if you have to put it on his shoulders in a big game, Sam Darnold can come through, and he was right and I was wrong.
Hey, this is the best kind of wrong to be, is when you're going to the big game, Adam.
1000%. Tell me about your experience in the stadium, Brandon, as we get up in the third quarter after the really cool sequence at the end of the first half, then the muff punt, scored a Bobo, and then the Rams start putting some stuff together and really tearing things up. Like, what was the confidence level like?
I'd say the confidence level was, the highest it was after that special teams, the muff punt, and then the recovery, and then the touchdown. And then, you had the Woolen play where they get off the field, it's fourth down, and it was a little bit deflating when they got that penalty. And then immediately you had the Puka touchdown and the review, and it ends up going their way. And then it starts to feel like the Rams are getting a little momentum back. And and then it just, but once they got the fourth down stop in the end zone, like that's what felt like it was over, because then you get the ball back and, we're in the crowd going, hey, we just need a couple first downs. We just need a couple first downs. And that moment to be able to execute and get those couple first downs and drag it out to really to where once you knew that you would have to punt if you didn't make it. And you were just limiting the amount of time that they had left on the clock.
Whew, so Brandon, dude, so happy. I'm just so happy for all of us. The fact that your background right now, that backdrop is absolutely stunning, man. It's got to be so amazing. And what is also amazing, we've got over 500 flockers with us right now. And if you don't already like the podcast or subscribe, like this video, subscribe. It will just keep raising the Hawkra in what is becoming a magical season. Adam, Brandon, we talked a lot about the offense before you got on, of course. And let's flip it to the defense. While it wasn't great, we gave it 27. While it was a little choppy, there were still some big ass plays and a little bit sometimes like redemption stuff that happened. Where do we want to start? I'll give you three choices. Woolen's play, right? Do we want to talk about that and get out of the way? Woolen's play back to back. Josh Jobe thinking he should undercut a 6'7" tight end, because that was a choice. Or there were some great redemption songs too by some dudes that were not having a great game who came up huge. So dealer's choice. I'll kick it to you, Adam. Where would you want to start?
I kind of want to start with the Jobe part, because that's in sequence here after the touchdown, after the fumble on the punt. So that next drive, Jobe gets torched twice, and the Rams go bam, bam, right down the field. He gets torched on the pass to Colby as he tries to undercut it, and he undercuts it by an inch too much, an inch. You can see how great that throw was by Stafford.
Perfect throw, 6'7" tight end, for sure.
Then he gets cooked on a route deep down the sideline by Adams, gets it down to about the one. Woolen gives up the TD in the end zone. And really, I felt like the corners, including Spoon, they struggled today. This was not a good day by the second half.
Right. Okay. So, Brandon, I'll kick it to you first about the Jobe stuff, and then maybe we could rotate to Spoon, because I do want to talk about Spoon. But what do you got about what was the feeling like? You talked about Woolen already, but what about the Jobe? Jobe got abused a little bit in that particular sequence. What was the vibe in the stadium?
The abuse on Jobe, you're right. It wasn't a great day for the corners. But I feel like in terms of dudes on defense who had just huge standout moments, Julian Love stood out as one of the guys who I think came up big in one of the fourth down stops. And then if we're talking about redemption arc moments, Derek. Well, okay, then defense. The story to me is on special teams, because you had the muff punt that Derek Young was kind of off to the side and not able to get in to make the recovery. But then it was his redemption moment then where he did.
He broke down,
he was able,
right?
He made the recovery on the next moment.
We hit that earlier too, because we were like, man, he clearly was coached up. We did rotate to Spoon, guys. Spoon was losing his feet a couple times, right? He was getting his feet crossed up on some Adams crossers. But dudes, the redemption arc for Spoon is he makes that fourth down effing play in the end zone, guys. And it's so cool because we got like a loaded box, and then all of a sudden maybe 2 or 3 are rushing. And we're like, you know what? We're in condensed area. Stafford, if you're going to beat us, then beat us through a friggin' pinhole. And he couldn't, not in that particular scenario. And Spoon made that play. So Brandon, what's the environment like when it's not over? Because there's like 3.5 minutes left, but what's the environment like when Spoon does get that PBU in the end zone?
Oh man, it just the crowd was electric, and you had that moment, and it just felt like, especially as you went down the stretch, the noise in the stadium was relentless, start to finish, and yeah, I mean, once that play was made on 4th down, the crowd just went nuts, and knowing that we're going to get the ball back. Knowing that how the offense had performed to that point, like they were going to be able to hopefully run out more clock and at least take out the rest of the timeouts by the Rams. You knew they only had one left and get a couple first downs, and they were really going to be behind the 8 ball if you just picked up a couple first downs after that 4th down stop.
Yeah, take it, dude.
You bet, man. And that 4th down stop was such a huge moment in the game because I truly believe there were 3 big mistakes in this game by both teams. Like, one mistake was the rake taunting. Like, that's a mistake.
Yep.
The other is the fumbled punt by Smith. And
I felt like those kind of canceled each other out, right?
Yep.
And they did. And so this is a game between 2 teams that are separated by 1 point and 1 yard over the last 2 matchups. It's going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes. And then Sean McVay, to me, made the biggest mistake of the football game. I want to hear what you guys thought, because when it was 4th and 4 and they initially show Stafford on the screen where we are on TV watching it looks as if he's about to run off the field. They're going to kick the field goal. It's like, okay, like that makes sense. That's exactly what I would do, because if they kick that field goal there, then at the end of the game, when they got the ball back with no time, they got down to field goal range. Now, they ran out of time, but it would have changed the entire dynamic of the game. So when the Rams came out to go for it on 4th and 4, I was elated. I don't know if you guys felt the same.
There was like 0 time between when that happened to when, just everybody was on their feet. I think everybody in the stands expected them to go for it. And it just after the 3rd down, everybody got to their feet, and it wasn't waiting to see if they were going to run the punt team on. It was just jumping to your feet and making noise with that expectation that they were going to go for it on 4th down. So from your perspective, you might have seen like some of the thought process.
Oh, fireworks going off and drowning Brandon out. Look at this beautiful scene from right outside Lumen, folks.
Dude,
live and in person. Unbelievable.
That is sick. Adam, to your point quickly, I was like, I just didn't expect them to kick a field goal there. Like, whether they should have or not have, whatever, like should go, should not. I was like, McVay's not going to. So in my brain, I was like, just cycling over to like, okay, we gotta get one more. And clearly McVay's sitting there with the Denny's menu, sitting there, and he was all in too. So I just thought they were going to go for it, and that didn't shock me one bit. But I hear what you're saying. At the same time, I think they're going to try to go for the throw at this point. I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad that their coach doesn't like points, and Adam, our coach, does.
Very true. And Brandon, you probably didn't get to see this because on the TV copy, they show McVay after that, and he had a full-on crybaby shit ass meltdown, and it was beautiful. Even Brittany looked over and she's like, look at Sean, this is hilarious. It was a thing of beauty, no doubt about it.
Oh my gosh.
One meltdown that we got to see was on the muffed punt. They did show a good crybaby Sean reaction on the muffed punt.
It's
nice.
Hey Brandon, it's okay. You could say it too. Crybaby shit ass McVay as we're live. I don't curse that much, but hey, it's a special occasion. All right, boys, we have a lot. We have I'm
gonna pop out, guys.
Hey,
that's awesome,
dude,
man. Go Hawks, baby. Enjoy the night, Brandon. Way to do it. Well done.
I'll take you out. Love you. Bye. Oh my goodness, dude. By the way, let's pause for a second, Adam. He's there live, the beautiful shot, because he knows how to do things. He's a smart guy. Yeah. And then the fireworks start going off in the background. Come on. I mean, how could you paint it any better, brother?
You can't. And look, if we end up killing the stream again, just know that we'll pick you guys back up on another one. But yeah, man, no, just an amazing moment. And look, we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to the defense and what happened there. And I've got some theories and all that, but we promised you guys that we're going to get to your super chat. So let's start rolling through some of these, Clinton.
Okay.
Let's start out with this one here.
Perfect. Hey, and we are 28 subscribers away from our very next milestone because
look, that's great. Let's talk about super chats.
Dude, it matters because like every 512s, 412s, dude, like this is the time. All right, we got Shane Turner Acoustic, $2.99 Australian, saying, "Holy effing shit!" I guess I should have just said the other part. But dude, Shane, we love you. Check out his music. He lives in Perth, Australia. Plays 3-4 days a week. He's just an awesome dude. All right, we got Godzilla Hawk. We got Mark saying,
"Oh yeah, Mark."
31-27. He's got the score, donation super chat for the Hawkra. For the win, we are going to the Super Bowl. Let's go. That is absolutely amazing.
Super
right?
Generous, man.
All right, dude, take this one, please. I need
All right. Who do we got here? No Fish News, 1509, unfinished business. And he's 100% right. We got another team to steal the soul from here coming up in a couple of weeks. Let's go. Supporting from Sydney, Australia, all the way over there with the Australian 3099. Unbelievably generous, man. Thank you.
Dude, back-to-back Australian, one dude on the west coast of Australia, one guy on the east coast of Australia.
Got Australia covered.
I'm in Connecticut, you're in Montana. This is just a global celebration. What can we say? Car, one of our favorites of all times, Carly Perkins, who of course is a member of our Discord, $4.99 super chat saying, "I'm still in shock. We killed it. Sam killed it. We ran the effing ball, and I think we made McVay cry." I think you're right. By the way, Carly, we're going to win the whole thing. Go Hawks. That is some great stuff by Car right there, dude.
Oh, 1,000%. I may have cried a little after the game. I'm not gonna lie.
I know I did. Go ahead, dude. Take this one.
All right, we got B Glad 97. He's been with us a long time. Mike McDonald's response on having to go through the whiners and the lambs to get to the Super Bowl. We don't care. It's about us. I love this team, man. And look, I mean, I said just before pregame, listening to Mike McDonald's press conferences, I felt like that he was prepared. He had this team prepared, and they had the right mindset going in. And he repeats that mindset at the podium in a big moment.
Amazing. We got Lemon Hawk 1990, a member for 9 months. Dude, what can we say? Thank you. He goes, "We are going back to the Super Bowl. F the Rams and Niners. We get to play for the title in the Niners Stadium." Adam, parking there for 1 second. Yes. The path back to Santa Clara. And we could dial it back to the Zachwards Pass or even before that. But the path to get there, could it be more righteous?
It couldn't be more righteous. I've talked about it a couple times, how I believe that Mike McDonald was brought here to end the reign of the McShanahans. And that's exactly what he did. This is a new era in football. The entire flip has been scripted. Mike McDonald owns this division. He owns the NFC, and he's about to own the league when he gets his first chip. And he's done exactly what he was brought here to do.
Hey, Adam, you have a drink on you?
Yeah.
All right, dude, let's take everybody who's watching right now. Let's take a quick pause. If you got something, if you drink or don't drink, it's all good. But cheers to our eppin' Seahawks. Cheers to this team. Dude, go Hawks, man. Let's take a big swig for the
Hawks. Go Hawks, buddy.
Oh, that tasted extra good.
It's like fucking victory, Clinton. That's what it tasted like.
Sure did. We got Shane Turner Acoustic again with another $2.99. Thank you, Shane, from Australia, saying, "We did not care," in quotation marks. Mike McDonald, you were just talking about him, Adam. Mike McDonald called the day. Go Hawks. You said it earlier, Adam. You said to me, and we did our pregame show, which was a lot of fun. And you're like, "Hey man, did you watch Mike McDonald's pregame? Like his presser, like yesterday?" I'm like, "Yeah, I watched it." You're like, We're not losing. So what did it conjure for you, man?
It conjured the exact right mindset that a team has to have in a big game. Confident, loose, detailed oriented. In the moment, wasn't at all too big in any way, shape, or form. He's smiling up there. He smiled more in that press conference than just about any other. Cracking jokes about injuries.
Smirky.
The whole nine. And it was in that moment where it was like, oh, this is his first time ever here as a coach. And not only is he not fazed by it, he loves it.
Yeah.
It goes right back to his speech to the team day one, talking about how imagine this day, NFC Championship in the 30s,
in the high 30s, right? I mean, come on. He called it 2 years ago, the first day he was on the job.
Absolutely. When it gets really tough and it's too tough for them, but it's just right for us. And they realize for the first time that we're like that. Yeah. And it's just amazing to watch somebody take a vision and bring it to life the way that Mike has.
I love how you framed it, man. That's great stuff. And if we're giving up to Mike McDonald, which we have to also, I think, give some love to Schneider for what he put together and the rotation that he had to go through. It is not easy in life when you got to cut something that's been really good to you. That's actually one of the hardest things in the world. We're like, that was good for me for a decade. And a decade's a long time. If we're lucky, we get 80 years. We get 8 decades if we're lucky. If you get a lot of longevity, maybe 9. But that's it. That's all we get down here, man. Not trying to be morbid, but that's reality. And if something's been really good to you for a decade and you still have the gumption and the fortitude to be like, you know what, that's not it anymore. And we have to pivot. And I know we can. And for me, it all started with the Leo Williams trade. They make the Leo Williams trade. I think it's very tantamount to when they made the beast mode trade. They make the beast mode trade a couple of years before we kind of peak. And they make the Leo trade a couple of years before this team peaks. And both times it's John Schneider. So just giving a little love to him while we also give love to our coach.
NFL Executive of the Year. We could go through all the moves again. You all know what they are. The Leo one starts at EJ4, on and on and on, drafted by Murphy, drafting Spoon, blah, 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 blah. But just an incredible job in taking us, yet another step closer to our next Lombardi trophy. Wow. Let's get through about another 5-6 super chats here. We'll get back to talking about the game, and then we'll finish up with some of your guys' super chats here.
We're going to read them all, and the live ones that are coming in that are not super chats, if they're not to say if they're good or not.
If we can just get to them.
There's just so many. If we see them. So thank you. We got Lemon Hawk in 1990, another $5 saying, "Go Hawks! Let's go beat the stupid Patriots in 2 weeks." I mean, like, complete the revenge tour, right? Complete the revenge tour. That's all there is to that one, and we love it. The Snail with the $2 super chat. By the way, the Snail is a funny dude. A great member in our Discord, gettingtheflock.com. He goes, Ginger Jesus is taking it to the promised land. Adam, do you know why?
That where Ginger Jesus is taking
because
us to the
church.
Yeah, because that's an inside joke, something I experienced in the South. But look, we've talked about Sam already, and it just incredible performance.
He played so good. The Snail calling him out. He played immaculate football. He played so effing good. And again, a little bit of his use of his legs, because we know he's got legs, did that as well. And then we get the Snail saying he's feeling generous. 5 gifted Seahawkers podcast memberships, which is amazing. And then people like Derek Split start gobbling them up.
Welcome,
so we
Derek.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's do 2 more. And we got TBD.
TBD has commented on a number of our videos. So thank you, my man. And we do appreciate you.
And he said $20 super chat, by the way, which is very generous. Because as a Ram fan living in Seattle, congrats, beat the Pats. I mean, that's actually really classy. So thank you for that.
Super classy.
That's nice of you. But look, this was, Creed Balboa number 2. This was a slugfest back and forth. You guys are a good team. We're a good team. Today we got the better of you, but we really appreciate that. No shade at all. That was a tough environment. So
gambling. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God, let's go. Like, nobody else will read your cuss words, but I will, because who gives a shit? We are NFC champions.
All right. GG, the man. And he's, I love that GG is gambling goat, because Adam, I gotta go check Blue Friday bets.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I smoked it, because I know I had Sam Darnold with 3+ touchdowns and Cooper Kupp with 4+ receptions. So I'm feeling pretty good. All right, let's park it there for a second. We will get to the rest of the super chats. We absolutely promise you. All right, Adam, you want to take it back? Where do you want to take it to the rest of the game to make sure we cover it properly?
All right. So you had mentioned like heavyweight fight Ali Frazier in making that kind of comparison.
Yeah.
And what a great way to put it, because you have the first quarter where the Seahawks come out and really kind of stick it to the Rams early with the big Shaheed played all in that, right? We've already kind of covered that. Then the second quarter, you see the Rams, kind of like after getting hit a couple times, be like, all right, like kind of get back into it a little bit, get a field goal or two, and all of that.
Jabs. They're landing a couple jabs if we're completing the metaphor, right? Let's go.
Exactly. Getting a couple jabs in there, keeping you on your toes, and you're like, okay, all right, this isn't going to be just we run away with it like the weak ass Niners. And then
who suck, by the way.
Yeah. We score at the end of the second half. We get the score after the punt fumble, and then quarter three, like this was two heavyweights standing toe to toe, throwing everything they got, didn't care about the results, just forgot about sticking and moving, just standing in front of the next guy and throwing the biggest haymakers that you can. Yeah. You got, the Rams scored on the sequence there with the two big throws over top of Job. Then Sam comes back with a big drive and hits a couple big throws, that 3rd and 9 to Kupp, and then he hits Kupp on the touchdown as well. Comes right back, throws a haymaker right back. And then we think we got him stopped. Reed gets the taunting call, and Stafford says, "Hold my beer, watch this," and throws a great ball to Puka, who absolutely cooks Woolen. And at the end of all of that, it's 27-31 with 15 minutes to play to go to the Super Bowl. And that was one of the more incredible quarters you will ever watch.
Yeah, the construct you just broke down there, that was it was so back and forth, and I had this baseline confidence though. I'm like, okay, like we could just, again, we have talked about this as a podcast for years now, that the measure of good and then the measure of great is your ability to absorb change, your ability to absorb shock. Like we were punching, they were punching back. And you could even say the Balboa, like it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and stand back up. Cause that kept on happening. But it was just this, the word in the business world is resiliency, right? But we were damn resilient. Resilient. And it was again, it was execution though, because we'd get another chance, and then we'd pull a string with a screenplay and it pops. Yeah. And then we get another chance, and George Holani is leaking out for his third reception of the game. Yeah. Adam, like what? Third reception for George Holani, who's leaking out and he gets 9 yards on first down. Like, what is happening? And that's why I started with and keep just kind of the gravity for me keeps going back to Kubiak, man. It just does, because this is some misfits out there. These are all good football players, but for George Holani to get 3 receptions and they all to be really successful, it to me just speaks of the game planning and then the beautiful execution, dude. The beautiful execution. All right, what else is big for you that you want to make sure we hit? I got one more on the defensive side that we have to talk about. What else do you have?
Okay. Well, I mean, we talked about the 4th and 4 that they were able to stop the Rams on in that last drive.
Yes.
But it was a couple plays before, exactly 3 plays before. It's 4th and 1, and the Seahawks try to get pressure yet again. Stafford starts running up the middle. D-Law's right there, loops around, and grabs Stafford, and he powers his way through a D-Law tackle, which just, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And picks up the 4th and 1. And it was at that point, my heart sunk. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, that's the type of play that wins big time games. And
I agree.
I think one of the things that I want to do, or want to is a difficult word to say, but that I think we should do. I was clowning Stafford in his performance for the last 4 or 5 weeks, in that he was getting older, old man quarterback to the playoffs, not going to have it. And most of the pundits said, if you get an A+ Stafford game, you get a win. That's how good the Seahawks team is. You got an A+ game out of Matt Stafford.
It was very close to A+.
That's an A+ game.
I mean, no turnovers. It doesn't turn the ball over. Only gets sacked once. Makes most of the big plays. I'm just going through to my head. It was only a little bit early where he missed a couple, but then he really settled down. So, I mean, I'm a harsh grader in that way. Cause you know me, I'm a harsh grader.
Yeah, you are.
No, Wan'Dale Robinson is really good, but, you know what? I can't even argue with it. I think you're right. It's at least an A, so who cares, right? So no argument on the fringes there. We still beat Stafford at his MVP best, is what
That's
you're,
what
is
I
what
was
you're
getting
saying.
to.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's
his
exactly
best.
what I wanted to bring it back to. Is you get an MVP caliber game out of Matt Stafford, every fan in LA is going to sit there and tell you that that's a surefire win. And they threw you the best punch that they had,
right?
And they absorbed it. And in the fourth quarter, they were able to bring it home. And it's just a yeoman's effort by the Seattle team. Let's talk a little bit about the defense. Let's get into the Reek thing first.
Okay.
And get that out of the way.
Okay.
I don't know what your reaction was, Clinton.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, go. You could go first.
I almost broke things in my home when they threw the taunting flag on Reek.
Wait. Yeah, I was gonna say when they threw the taunting flag on Reek, or when Reek did the thing to get a taunting flag. Which one?
Well, I didn't see him do the thing to get the taunting flag until after they threw the flag. So once that had happened, I could not believe what a monumentally stupid decision it is to do that. I will never understand. And trust me, if any of you have listened to the show for a long time, you know I like to run my mouth, but like on the field in that moment when you're doing your thing,
walk away.
Running your mouth at that point and you can't control it and you cost your team a stop on 3rd and 12 because you can't shut the fuck up.
Potentially the Super Bowl, right? Potentially the run to the Super Bowl with that play, dude.
I mean, it is probably one of the dumbest things I've seen on a football field ever.
And so, you know, we hang in our Discord, and I love all our flockers. And there were some flockers who, I'm not going to name by names, are like, that's a terrible call. You can't throw that flag. It's like, dude, fine, but no. And why? Because the rules are the rules and the facts are the facts, dude. Like, that's been the rule all year long. You cannot go down the sideline and run your mouth in front of their coach, in front of their players. And yes, is Devontae Adams sitting there being like, dude, throw the flag? And then does he throw the flag late? Yes. All that's true. All of that's true. It doesn't matter. It's one of the dumbest plays of all time. It just doesn't come back to bite Tariq Woolen the way.
But it did the very next play. That's the worst part about it. Is it?
But I'm fast forwarding through the entire. Then we're going to the Super Bowl, so like that's what I mean. I mean, in totality, we win the game. But that had the potential. That play had the potential to be like Bill Buckner, 1986 Red Sox Mets World Series, like ball through his legs, like one of the biggest gaffes in sports history. We're going up 11. We're up 11 for the second time in that game. Up 11, getting the ball back. They got a punt to us. And you just can't control yourself enough to just, dude, you made the play. Just walk. Just go celebrate with your dudes. Go run towards Adam Dirty and Mike McDonald and go high five Julian Love. Yep. You cannot do that. So to all our flockers who were like, you can't throw that flag. No, man. The rules, the rules. You throw that flag. You cannot do that as a professional athlete. It is just the worst. And I'm so thankful, Adam, that at the end of it, it didn't matter because we get the W.
It did. It ended up not mattering. And the worst part about it is he had a chance to intercept the ball before that. Didn't get it
but
done.
That was nicely broken up, though. That's
fine. I'm just saying the sequence of events.
Yeah, Brady gets on his ass. He's like, oh, you know, that's why they're DBs. Like, dude, okay, but I got to be fair on all sides here. Like, I will rag on Will and be like, dude, you can't do that. The play before that, first of all, there's like two dudes in this universe who are even getting to the ball that Woolen gets to for that PBU. It's a great PBU, and his length and his speed gets him there. There's not many other people who are getting there. And then he's got like a karate chop in between his hands. It's like, I'm like, dude, Brady, shut up. And I like Brady as an announcer. I'm like, dude, he's not catching that. Does not excuse what happened after that. I saw it, that they're just isolated things to me. Dude, that's all.
Well, the only thing I was mad about Brady was he stole my joke about, well, they're DBs and not receivers for a reason, right? So
he listens.
But
He
my
listens.
point is that he didn't get the pick. He gets the taunting call, and then he gets cooked by Puka.
Yeah.
And is wide ass open and gives up a touchdown. That is one of the worst series of events that a player could have on the outside.
Horrible.
So bad. So we just sat here and bagged on Reek for a minute, and I think he deserves some hate isn't the right word, but criticism and critique there. But pass rush wasn't good all day.
Nope.
You know, Job wasn't good for most of the day. Spoon had a bunch of things that didn't go right for him, and he got cooked a few times. But what I want to concentrate on is the best defender in the game for the Seattle Seahawks.
I know who you're talking
by
about.
far.
Okay.
Number three, future Hall of Famer, defensive rookie of the year, Nick Eman-Wari. He was outrageous this entire game. And when Reek made the taunting penalty, and when they finally got back to the sidelines, who was in his face? Not Leo, not Nwosu, not D-Law, not EJ4. It was Nick Eman-Wari holding him accountable there. And Eman had an incredible game. Just game ball for that man.
Dude, there was a sequence, and I have to go rewatch it. You know, we'll do 3 and 3 out this week, and we'll get ready for the Super Bowl, by the way. We'll get ready for the fucking Super Bowl. There was a sequence in the very late quarter one where he has back-to-back, like all-pro plays, like just batted down plays where, and they call them out too, like Brady and Burkhardt are like this guy, like what is going on with this dude? This is amazing play. And that was kind of the start of his day where the defense was a little, I don't want to say lackluster. It just wasn't. The Rams they're the number one offense in the entire NFL. Like that's a natural fact. They were that all year long.
Yes.
They had a Hall of Fame quarterback. They have a dude who's two Hall of Fame wide receivers, most likely, one for sure, one, early, but on track. And they got a really good coach who knows how to scheme things open. And a good offensive line. So all that being said, to give up 27 points, it happens. But to your point, dude, Eman-Wari was kind of the one constant, if that feels right. I think he gave up a couple things. I think that touchdown where Kyron leaks out, whether it's Julian Love or it's Eman who's supposed to go with him, but they get washed. They get lost in the wash. He's wide open. Okay. And Brady goes, how could you leave Kyron Williams open? And later in the game, Brady goes, how could you leave JSN open? So, they kind of balance each other out. But to me, he was the drum beat because there wasn't, I love Byron Murphy. He was not really in this game. I love Leo Williams. He wasn't a big factor in this game. I'm sure we'll look back and see some nice run stuffs around the line of scrimmage at him. But dude, the interior pressure, it was not there. So Eman-Wari to me was the standout drum beat over and over again for sure.
Best defensive player on the field for the Seahawks in this game.
I agree.
And I want to go back to the way that Eman called out Reek on the taunting because he has a leg to stand on. And this is why, even as a rookie, remember back earlier in the year where Eman-Wari suplexes a dude after he makes a tackle for loss and he gets a 15-yard penalty, hurts the team, all that. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, he's got another guy on the sideline. He starts to pick him up, remembers that he doesn't want to hurt the team because I'm growing as a player. And if I make a mistake once, I sure as hell am not going to make it twice. And he doesn't do it. Doesn't do any of that crap for the rest of the year. This is not the first time Reek has these mental meltdowns. And so for Eman-Wari to be like, look, I've screwed up and then I corrected it. You've screwed up multiple times and you've yet to correct it. And you might cost us a chance at the Super Bowl if it's not for the Ginger Ninja who comes out here and throws the piss out of the ball all day and wills us to victory. Like that's why he is respected in the locker room. He is going to be a stalwart to this defense for as long as his body will allow it, which I hope is for 15 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But I think the next thing to kind of get to is the pass rush, lack thereof. Mike was really reluctant to bring an extra dude the entire game. He did it occasionally, did a little bit more on the stretch, but it was rush 4 all day, and they got nothing.
It wasn't busy back there, right? It wasn't like compared to what Sam had to deal with. Sam had to deal with a lot more crosstown traffic than Stafford did. That's just the way it laid out.
Yeah.
And after watching, so it's an interesting point too. It's like the point that I think you're making, I'll try and crystallize in my brain, is about like, hey, why are we so scared of Stafford if there's one extra guy blitzing? Like, why? We saw what the Bears could do. We even saw what the Panthers could do when they send one. And we have to go back and look at the stats, but we didn't send, I don't think, a fifth or certainly a sixth very, very often. There were a few times where like the Blake Corums of the world picked up blitz. We had a safety coming in. I'm like, oh, dude, you picked that up. Like, hey, okay, tip your hat. Nicely done. And of course, you give Stafford an extra second or two. He's going to find his guy. With that, though, I thought it was a little bit vanilla also from McDonald. And I don't know, maybe it's just a sense that I would not have guessed that we're going to win, as we talked about earlier, in a body blow contest.
Yeah.
In a blow for blow contest, we would come out on top, right? A shootout. And I think McVay would have been okay with that type of fight. And
1,000%. That's where the Rams have the advantage normally, except for tonight when they lost and they go home and we go to the Super Bowl. But yes, usually that would be an advantage for the Rams.
All right. Why don't we get back to some super chats? I think we did a good job on the defense there. I'm glad you picked out Imanwari. He was the dude I really want to talk about as well. All right. We are 15 subs away from our next milestone. So please hit it. All right. We're going to hit this incredible. Too. It is. Wow. We got Chris Brubaker, and he's saying, let's take over Santa Clara. Darnold is the man. Absolutely.
All right, Chris. All right. Then meet me and DCH down there, because I'm picking his ass up in Reno on the way.
Oh, I'm going. You going? Okay.
We may not go to the actual game. We may watch it in a bar because I'm not made of money and can't spend $10,000 on tickets. But we're going.
I figure we got to find some way. We got a 12-12 from Lemon Hawk. Has been in like 3 or 4 times. 12-12 saying NFC champions. Goodness, that's absolutely correct. What a effing year, man. Holy damn. And we got Scott Campbell Photography. Scott's been with us for how many years now, Adam?
All the years. Scott's amazing. And his photography is money too, by the way. And that's coming from somebody with a photography degree and did some professional photography.
Yeah, and I've taken pictures. He goes, Sam won us that game hands down.
1,000%.
We will own the Patriots in 2 weeks. Bring it on. Huge shout out to Spoon on that goal line stand. PBUs ×2. Also, Seahawks. So I don't know, my peepers on. I was like, I thought it said seal. I'm like, is he talking like, kiss from a rose? Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Turns out it was just the thing. Dude, Scott, thank you so much. You've been around for a long time. And man, it just means everything. We got Yokai Hawk coming in with the yen. Gotta love a representation. A yen money line here, 31.27 yen. I think that's a few bucks for us, because uncountable, unstoppable ways to win. Yokai's always got a weird with words. It was not a conventional game, Adam. This was not conventional, but it did get done, dude.
It's not to the Seahawks script. And I think this is what Yokai's getting at here, is that this team has found a way to win ugly against the Colts. What was that? 18-13 or whatever it was.
16, I was like 18-16.
Yeah, maybe 18-16. And then, a game like this, that was a shootout. How about the second Rams game? They found a way to win in so many different situations. That's what makes this team special and the most complete in football.
So I'm a Long Islander. I've talked about that a bunch. I grew up on Long Island, and I'm 47, going on 48 in March. And the New York Islanders won 4 Stanley Cups in a row from like 1980 through 1983, trickling into 1984. So 4 in a row, which is ridiculous. Very, very difficult to do. And growing up, my brother, who's 5 years older, and then my dad especially, I was like, why was that team so good? Because in 1980, I'm 2, right? So from like 2 to 6, I know of the team, but it's more like myth, right? You win 4 Stanley Cups in a row. It's more mythical. I'm like, why was that? I was like, why was that team so good? And my dad's answer would always be because they could beat you at whatever game you want to play. He's like, you want to go? Because at that point, you had the Philadelphia team. They were like I think it was the Broad Street Bullies. You had all
I'll
these
take
teams.
your word for it. It's hockey. Yeah.
But they all had these these markers of like what they are. You go play the Oilers, but that was early Gretzky and Messier, and they were just flying around. It's like this newfound, type of hockey. And it didn't matter if you wanted to play a 2-1 game and literally fight, and play hard defense, or play a 7-5 game and just beat you with open skating. They could beat you every which way. That's how I felt about this team now since about, I don't know, week 12, Adam. I was like, we could beat teams however they want to play. We dictate, but we dictate it's almost rope-a-dope. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, 1,000%. And it's that versatility in the terms of style of play and can take it from anybody that makes it the most complete team in football. And we might be facing the second most complete team in football when it comes to the Patriots. Linebacker here, 3R54 with a 12-12 super chat.
Let's go.
Those are great numbers. Well done by you, buddy. When we win the Super Bowl versus the stupid dummy Pats, this team should be dubbed Demon Slayers. Let's effing go. And that's exactly it. Like, if you could beat them at their game as well, that's that's the trifecta right there.
One sec. I've got a 15-year-old at home. He has like every single Demon Slayer book. I've watched the anime with him. So if that's a shout out to that show, then I happen to know that show. We like that stuff.
I didn't know that existed. Okay.
All good. Dude, we got Ryan 911. Of course, Frost, of course, Coach in the Discord, who went to the game, came down from, we always say Southeast Alaska with Seattle, came down from Alaska.
From real Alaska.
Yeah, the actual Alaska to go hang with the Flockers. So, dude, I'm so happy for you because I'm just so happy for you. I'm so happy you got this experience. He goes, we effing did it, boys. Go Hawks. And he's been our live executive producer for so many freaking years, dude. So thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. All right. It's awesome to have Ichiro Ban with us here. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yep. New YouTube member from Ichiro Ban. So that's always good. It's always nice to have an Ichiro from Seattle. Good stuff. We got Jet Hawk with a $20 super chat. He goes, we did it, guys. MOBC Hawks. So, dude, Jet Hawk. Look, dude, mission over bullshit. 7, what was it? 12 is one and 70 players. This is Mike McDonald's constitution. And without getting too cutesy about it, when George Holani has major plays in a game like this, it matters. So when he talks about the ready squad, and ready squad's cute, but when you actually believe it and it means something, it goes beyond cute. It's just your fabric. And I think, and mission over bullshit, Jet Hawk, $20. That is absolutely amazing because that's what this team's about, dude.
Oh, new member and a $20 super chat from Ichiro Ban.
Love it.
Been a fan of the show for far too long, since the first Super Bowl win. Wow, that was our first year. We did the podcast and we won the Super Bowl. Not to be subbed. That being said, go Hawks. Appreciate you, man. We've been doing this for a minute.
That's amazing.
Together
well,
with you.
Great. Yeah, great that you're here now. We are 14 away from the newest milestone. So just keep subbing. We got Jacob saying, might have lost my parlay, but who cares? We're going to the Super Bowl. Go Hawks. Love to know what the parlay was.
I think I lost this week on Blue Friday bets, and I don't give two shits today, boys. Super Bowl bound.
Yeah, it was kind of cool that I also won. All right, we got Reed Go Hawks saying a $19.99 super chat. Y'all are generous. Thank you so much. He goes, the Seahawks covered. And we're going to the big game from all the the Arizona Seahawkers. So my man, living in the desert, maybe had a little scuttle, maybe did read on the Seahawks giving 2.5 because we won by 4. And that's a cool thing.
AZ not far from Santa Clara, just saying.
Careful. All right, take Andrew's newest membership because that's fun.
That's amazing, man. Thank you so much. And as the channel grows, it does nothing but embolden us to keep trying to bring you 5 shows a week for a team that is 1 game away from being current champion.
Yeah, I love that. We got the 12th Mick, which I love that name, by the way. I grew up across the street from the Gorman boys, and they're 3 big, strapping, just dudes, just dudes. And my brother, so it was the 5 of us, but their dad was named Mick. And well, he's still named Mick. He's still alive. And he's the biggest dude of them all. So he's called him Big Mick. Big
yeah.
Mick. He didn't say much, but when he did, you listened. And he goes, Reek should ride the bench in the Super Bowl. Some DK level childish BS. I hear you. And look, he's a talented cornerback who Mike McDonald's going to talk to him. And Dirty's going to talk to him. He's going to get he had a rough start to his year after a rough couple of years kind of not being Mike McDonald's guy. How about instead of benching him, Adam, what about a beautiful redemption song in the Super Bowl where he comes down with the pick instead?
That sounds great. He's too talented to keep off the field.
Agree.
And with that said, I don't feel like it's Mike's style to publicly embarrass somebody in the biggest moment of their life, which is going to the Super Bowl. Like, even if he was to bench him for the opening defensive snap in the Super Bowl, I don't see Mike as being the type that is going to rob Reek of that experience. And especially because, in a way, for those that wanted Reek back before that play, right? Going into next year as he comes into a free agency year, boy, he sure made his price a little bit cheaper. So maybe he does you a favor. Could be.
Hey, it just takes one. You got to remember that. It just takes one who goes, I don't care. The guy made a dumb play.
Yeah, there are Cardinals out there.
True fact. There are Josh DeHumans out there, which is the best.
Hell yeah, Josh.
$1.99 from Josh, $1.99, which we appreciate every single super chat because, dudes, look, man, some people are they're comfortable, and some people are, they're living day to day, but they still love doing this with us. Yes. So, Josh, love you, man. $1.99 saying this is the third head coach Mike versus Mike Super Bowl. Interesting. I am thinking Shanahan versus somebody. I don't know the rest, to be honest, but I
don't know the rest. But with that said, this is a Super Bowl matchup. When they fired Coach Carroll and they went into that coaching cycle, I had two guys on my list that were my first two choices, and then everybody else. Buddy Ryan, if he's still alive.
The ghost of Buddy Ryan.
Yeah, the ghost of Buddy Ryan. No. Vrabes was my first pick with Mike McDonald a close second, only because I've seen Vrabes do it.
He's good. He's a good coach.
And so I just want to say, as good as Schneider is at picking coaches, I'm also a genius. So I just wanted to make sure, and I'm going to spring my arm a little bit, pat myself on the back doing it. But
quarterbacks and coaches, you got it nailed, dude. Absolutely nailed. We got Wana, I think it's Wana Dame saying "Silence of the Lambs" with the $4.99 super chat. That's poetry. We love that very much.
Oh God, we just ate the Rams lunch with some fava beans. Oh yeah.
And we got Dieter McBusiness, McBusiness, $1.99 super chat. Okay, whatever.
Read it out. Read it out.
Seahawks blow it in 60, just like 49 Darnold interceptions. Okay, that's fine. We appreciate
that's a dumbass comment. No, it's not fine. It's a dumbass comment. And
I would say we appreciate $1.99 though. That's cool.
Of course. That got you on screen. Congratulations. Yeah. Dumbass comment.
I don't mind.
After this game, to sit here and try to feed into the Sam is bad and big game. I know,
after this game, come on.
No, it's over. It's over. So here's what you're going to do to the guy who calls us Seahawks. When we win the Super Bowl by 20, which is going to happen, mark it down right now. Rub it in my face if we don't. I mean, you could try to because it ain't going to happen. We are winning this game by 20. You come back and you make that $19.99 in your super chat.
Careful. I like that. It's spicy.
Yeah.
I will say, with all the crap talk from Dieter, I did like his username. I was thinking Bodie McBoatface, and I kind of liked his name. We got the 12th Mick going. He's a new YouTube member, so he's in, which is just absolutely amazing. All right, we got Lemon Hawk, dude. Again, another $5 from Lemon Hawk. Thank you. Amazing. When we win the Super Bowl, that will be for Vrabel stealing Coach of the Year from Mike. Hey, Adam, I'll make that trade. You?
Yeah, because you know what I don't care about? Awards. You know what I do care about? Fucking chips.
And we got Counter Prepab, another YouTube member. That is amazing. Lemon Hawk back in $5. Oh, I already read that because, hey, why not? And we have, now I'm just going in circles. That's fine. Samuel Gelber.
Long-time listener, not a first-time caller.
You take this one. Sam deserves you.
First and foremost, Sam. I can't put into words how much I love you as like a member of our family for this podcast.
Amazing. I agree.
I love you, buddy, more than I could ever express. So he comes in with a $12 super chat. I'm so freaking pumped for Jody to lift the Lombardi. This is her team. And, you know, we'd be remiss to not talk about Jody Allen and her excellent ownership in which she understands her role. She held John and Pete accountable after the last season that Pete was here.
Right. She had a choice. She was the one who made the decision. At the end of the day, she made the call. Like Pete was not a losing coach.
No.
Ever. Really. No. Besides like what Tavares Jackson, rest in peace here, right?
The Russ injury. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So she has done an excellent job in the role of ownership that was thrust upon her, by the way, as the great Paul Allen passed away.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, my man. I hope you're smiling from above because some of the culture that you set in motion helped make this happen today. And Jody carries it on. And to watch her lift up the NFC championship trophy just today in the classy way that she does it, just nothing but love for her. And she's an excellent owner, knows when to step in and hold people accountable, and knows when to fade into the background and not say jack.
Yeah.
And that is a really tough art.
Very unassuming, right? And not in the way. And, you know, we talk about Jody, we talk about Paul, and Paul set all this in motion. So, you know, like we talk about Mike McDonald and Pete's success and John Schneider's success and Jody's, you know, way of being really calm under pressure, making some strong decisions, smart decisions. Holmgren, this is Paul Allen. Paul Allen takes over the team and sets a new trajectory.
What a legacy.
I'm 47 years old. I grew up with the Seahawks when I was very young, you know, the mid 80s. They were good, right? The Kurt Warner years and Dave Craig, they were good, but never great. Then there was a lot of bad. Cortez Kennedy winning defensive player of the year on a 2-14 team. Bad. We're like, that was downright obnoxious football. We couldn't score 6 points a game. Paul Allen comes in, and his entire tenure, which is carried on by Jody, it's just high level organization every single year. And man, we're super proud of that. So Sam, we appreciate that, dude. You're the best. I already got the 12th Mick again. He goes, did we sack Stafford? I think we did. We got him once, right?
We got him once, and it breaks the streak of the previous couple games. So that's cool. And thank you again, Mick. And
that was D-Law, I believe. Another Navajo egg rolls, dude. Navajo's been doing this all year long. I love this because he's not even doing it at the NFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl all year long. Gifts 10 more.
Oh my God.
10 more Seahawks podcast memberships, which you get some cool stuff. You get some emojis. We try to release some shorts earlier to folks that are on YouTube.
We try to prioritize your guys' comments too, if you're members.
Exactly. That's right. If you're a member, they pop up in the starred sections, or we know we're going to get to it. So thank you. That's exactly right. Jeremy Green, who's just the man himself.
I love Jeremy.
I love him. Dial 99. Jeremy was great. When we got to hang out in Nashville earlier this year, super fun, dude. He goes, you guys are the best. Super Bowl, baby. Nothing more to say there. DCH. I mean, God, dude, I'm smiling ear to ear, Adam, because these are good humans. These are good people. DCH, $5 going, let's go, boys. Adam, pick me up on your way to Santa Clara, my man. Love our Hawks. Love you, boys. DCH, I have a wedding in October. I'm already locked into that. I am DJing in Reno, Nevada. So I'm telling you now, we got to
All right. Well, I will have the bail money saved up for October, but to Doug, pack your fucking bag, brother. Because I am. I'll come into your neighborhood. I'll raise hell. I'll get the cops called. Whatever it takes to drag your ass out and drag you to Santa Clara with me. We're doing this.
I love it. DCH, another one of these amazing humans. And by the way, the whole thing is such a cool community. So get involved, because these are people. But Jeremy hung out with him in Nashville. We hung out with him and his girl in Nashville. Awesome dude. Yeah, DCH, awesome. DCH a couple of years ago, Doug. We got an Airbnb in Seattle together for the game there, and he's hanging out with 6-7 of us. So just when we're reading these names off, they're not just names and not just dollars. These are our friends, you know? And as a dude who grew up in Long Island, who lives in Connecticut to do this, it's not lost on me is all there is to it. Lemon Hawk, again, $5 back in August, September. I bet both we would win and lose Super Bowl. Hey man, so guaranteed money for now. Look at this guy. He's a
perfect catching from Lemon. That's great. Yeah.
Market corner. That's amazing. Hey, take one. I need a sip.
All right. From Senor Tiny Baby Goats, which is that one actually might be my favorite name. He's chimed in before and he's been awesome. $20 from him. Unreal, buddy. You guys rock. Go Sam. Go D. Go Hawks. Let's go, baby. Dude. What a great comment, man. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, great name too. All right, we got Joe Van Tassel. Sounds like I don't know. I mean, hey,
Joe's awesome
if Joe Van Tassel is in a movie, what type of movie is Joe Van Tassel in?
Oh, it's a John Wick spinoff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got a little more heart, a little less action, but still badass.
Yeah, like more dead puppies, unfortunately. $10 from Joe Van Tassel. He goes, Lamb was indeed back on the menu, boys.
Sure.
And it was. We got another new member, TF Easter Bunny. Hey, it's gonna be Easter in a couple of months already. Another YouTube member, which is absolutely amazing. Here's another one. Adam, you take David, because David's been with us for absolutely years. When I say he deserves you, I mean that.
Well, nobody deserves me. That's a terrible sentence to anybody. But for $19.99 for David here, again, a forever time listener, a friend. A genuine friend. That was freaking amazing. Suck it, Lambs. And that's why me and David are friends, because we both want the Lambs to suck it all day, every day, for all the days.
All the days. Yeah, we got to hang out with David on the opener this year.
Yep.
We were talking about sending his kid off to college on the East Coast where I live. And we sat down the burger joint. And I mean, David's an awesome dude. This is just what it's about. TF Easter Bunny. I don't know what SEK is, but it's 50 SEK feels cool. Tell us what SEK is. That South Korea? Like Seoul, Korea?
Feels right.
Feels soulish. I don't know what SEK is, but please tell us.
I don't know, but wherever that is, like it just does show like what a global community that this show has put together since 2013.
Oh, he says Stockholm. He says Super Bowl party in Stockholm is going to be lit. So it must be a Nordic currency. So I could dig that. You?
Yeah, absolutely. Having some Norwegian background. Absolutely. Appreciate it, man.
That's awesome. That is amazing. So thank you so much. We got Fridge 1180 with the score donation. Always classic. Hey, Adam, it's always classic. 13-3 is cool, but 31-27, that's cooler, bro.
Yeah, and 43-8 was the coolest, and I think we could get close to that in a couple of weeks. Yeah, for sure.
We got a
bridge. My heart is finally back down to normal. Let's bring this home. Go Hawks! And I think I'm finally getting there. I mean, we're an hour and 17 minutes into this thing.
Who cares?
And I was stomping around the cabin, scaring deer out in the gulch, firing up the dog, like a couple tears, like all that. And I finally think I'm coming back down to equilibrium now. And it's taken a good 77 minutes to do it.
Dude, I had people texting me. I had like 4 or 5 different text threads going throughout the game.
I had to put my phone in
different like pockets of life, right? Like I got my high school buddies, I got college, I've got folks from Westbrook, Connecticut, where I live now. Just different pockets that are like these different fiefdoms of my life that luckily I get to still be in touch with. And at one point, with like whatever it was, 3 minutes to go, I just like copy pasted. I'm shaking. And, I got back all sorts of funny comments about that. But I couldn't stop. I couldn't control myself. I'm like, I'm so amped nervous about these last 3 to 4 minutes. And we jelly the ball down their throat, gave them the ball back with 25 seconds after another really good punt from our really good Australian punter. Just again, great execution. So Fridge, thank you so much. That is so kind. And we got back to Scott Campbell Photography, another Australian $2.99 saying Sam to get his own spicy Sam.
No,
He
no,
says
don't put
at
that juju on him,
at
Ricky Bobby.
Subway. We don't. Careful, it's spicy. We
Yeah,
don't
the
need
joke
that.
is fun, but
Yeah,
the decline in career was not as fun.
Yeah, that and Jared Fogle, both things. And we got Scott, we got Scott H saying, or maybe Scott TH, depending on if you use two T's, I don't know. But I think it's Scott H saying, $1.99 saying, at the start of off season, did you expect to go to the Super Bowl? Adam, you already said it, so give us a little more.
Well, long story short, I think I picked them to win a playoff game and probably come up short of the NFC Championship. But if I was going to give you the peak ceiling of this team, was NFC Championship. I did not believe this was a Super Bowl team, and a large part of that was due to the Sam Darnold issue. And
yes,
this is the game. This is the game. Whatever happens from here on out, whether he wins or loses the Super Bowl, no matter what he does for the rest of his entire career, the Sam can't get it done in the big game shit is done.
Yeah.
And dumbasses like me can never throw it in his face again. Ever. Sam is great in these moments, and he can be, and he showed it, and that's that. Those are facts, and they are indisputable.
Man, I mean, I don't think there's a better place to wrap for the evening. We've been at this for an hour 20. I could go for 2 hours more, but
you don't have that many ice houses.
No, well, I have a particular pattern about my ice houses, right? Which, by the way, this is you fargan ice holes. This is what I buy. It's now become a thing, and I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious, so I'm going to keep doing that. So in about 2 weeks, you'll see me drinking one pre-game again, and then hopefully post-game again.
Yep.
This special teams do special things. And at this point, Jake Taylor said it, Cal Riley said it. We got to go win the whole fucking thing. We got to complete it now. We got to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we will. I, living in New England, I would say kind of throw what you saw out the window a little bit today.
Yeah, of course.
Broncos bring heat. And then in the second half was an absolute blizzard. So that's weird. That's not going to happen in Santa Clara, most likely. So it won't be like that. The Patriots, they're going to come. And like you said earlier, the reason is because Vrabel's a good coach, dude.
Yep.
He's got 2 weeks to study this and be like, okay, let's see what we can do. Do they have the horses, like the actual horsepower to go toe-to-toe with this team? Strip away the coaches. I think they're both good coaches.
Yep.
Do they have the horsepower to go toe-to-toe with this team?
Nope.
I don't think they do, Adam. I don't think they do. I think they're a good team. I don't think they're on our level. We should be able to impose our will and play our game and win. We should be able to win, dude. And I live in the belly of this. This is where I live. If we play remotely clean, number 60, dude, Lombardi 60, that's ours. We got to go win it, dude.
Absolutely. They might as well start engraving it now.
Okay.
Because it's going to happen. It is going to happen.
You've been confident this whole way through, so I love it.
Well, look, I mean, at the end of the day, you said, do they have the horses to keep up? They do not.
I don't think
so. Do they have the coach to keep up? Yep.
Yeah.
But that's about it. And
May's good, dude. May's a good quarterback, and he will frustrate us. He will frustrate us because
he's not Matt Stafford.
But he is young Ben Roethlisberger. I'm telling you right now, he's young Ben. He's young Ben. He gets out of stuff.
Young Ben won Super Bowls because of Jerome Bettis. Who's their Jerome Bettis? Because if you try to tell me Stevenson, I'll throw you out this chat.
Not Stevenson, not Henderson. Nope. They don't have that dude. He will frustrate you mid-game. It's going to be a time where it's like, damn it, he got out of something. That's what he does. Mm-hmm. He's young Ben.
Yep.
And I realize there's lots of folks that most of our listeners are going to be like west of the Mississippi, most. And then, of course, some across the globe that have not watched this team. I've had a front row seat for this team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, and I'm sitting here going, be like, I still think in totality, no, this is ours to go win this effing game, dude, for sure.
1,000%. They've gone through the weakest AFC bracket I've seen in probably the last 10 years. And then they beat up on a team, and you can't even say beat up. They eked out a victory against a team, whether the weather was bad or not, for a half.
It was.
That was, yeah, with their backup quarterback, who's barely a good backup quarterback.
I agree with that, by the way.
Yeah. So do I fear this version of the Patriots? Nope. Do I respect them? Sure. Right. It's a lot to get here, but they're ahead of schedule. It's just like, these are basically the Commanders from last year
who got to the finals.
Have managed to make it one step further.
That's a good call.
And that's where this story ends. And we get our redemption. And as I said on the pregame, going into this, and maybe let's go to Slinger here real quick with the super chat as we close this out. He says, confession time. Turned the week 16 game off in the third quarter and texted a friend saying Sam is not the guy. Never again will I doubt it. Slinger Riggin, I'm pretty sure this is my dude that I know from the Mills.
Nice.
Get in the Discord because that was me. That was me. And I was wrong. Dead wrong. All the wrongs. And so when you come across a team like the Patriots in the Super Bowl, with the most complete team in football that has now punched above its weight, has made it a step further than the Commanders, but are the same type of team when it's all said and done in terms of overall talent. This is the start, or this is the finish of a team finishing a legendary run that takes out the sword from the stone and slays the Niners. And slays the Rams, and then slays the Patriots, and then does it on the home field of the stupid motherfucking 49ers. And that is the most amazing arc that a football team can go on, and it writes them into legend, forever legend, into canon. That's what this team is doing. It is destiny, and it is going to happen. So go ahead and get fired up, folks, because you got 2 weeks to start celebrating the second Lombardi to come to Seattle, and it's going to be done in the most poetic way that has ever been done in the history of sports. This is amazing. I can't believe we get to be on this ride with these men as they bring it to fruition. I cannot wait, Clinton.
Mohawk, thank you so much. But Adam, I want to end it there. I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Let's fucking go.